Good evening, mamas, and welcome back to Midlight, your light in the middle of the night. Tonight, I want to share with you the concept that less is more, mama. Sometimes when we have a new little one, we are so bombarded with so many items for that little precious new life. And then before we know it, we are overtaken with so much anxiety and stress over where to put everything and how to handle all the things. And sometimes that can even come in the form of schedules and expectations. And tonight, I want to set you a little free in that area. When my last little one was born, I set out to simplify my home and really my life. And in that, I learned that I could really operate with less than what I was working with originally. And it brought me so much peace. And so I began to simplify things. I began to simplify how many outfits we used and how many dishes we had and how many coffee mugs. And it really was amazing what it did for my mind because I had less to care for and I could focus on the things that really mattered to me. And I want to share a verse with you tonight, and it comes from Philippians chapter 4 and verse 11. And this is Paul writing. He says, "Not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned, in whatever state I am, to be content. I know how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I have learned both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." And this blesses me tonight because Paul is talking about no matter the situation surrounding him, he has learned to be content. Today, I found myself saying these exact words to my children. I had one who really wanted to take their bike with them today where we were going, and it wasn't a possibility. And I said, this would be a good opportunity to practice contentment or to be contented, because sometimes all we can focus on is what we are not getting. We are not getting what we want sometimes in terms of time alone or even a shower or time with other people outside of our home. We can get really focused on the things that we do not have, and we can lose sight of the fact that we have everything we need. And I've been trying to teach my children to be contented with what they have and to be thankful for it. And I know as mamas, we also fight this same thought process of we need more, or we can focus on the things we do not have versus the things that we do have. And it's such a blessing when we step back and say, wow, God, you really have blessed me. Look at this beautiful life that I have that I could never have created on my own. But you, God, you created this in this world and you allowed me to be a part of it. Thank you, God. And then sit in contentment in the situation, whether it is being up in the middle of the night or whether it is that you're walking the floor all day long. Whatever the situation, whatever the circumstances, I pray that as mamas, we would find contentment in our hearts for the season that we're in, and we would not spend our time longing for something different. Tonight, I stood on the playground and I watched my little children playing, and I watched my big children playing with their children, and there was a lot of children, and my heart was contented because there are so many things that can pull on us and so many things that need to be done in a day. But sometimes when you just step back and stand in the moment and you say, this is a beautiful moment and I am going to be content in this place and space in this season, and look around and think of the things that you are thankful for, not to compare to other people and their things, but just yours. So Mama, I want to encourage you tonight to be content in your circumstances. And what I mean by that is to be thankful unto the Lord for what He has given you and what you get to carry in this season. I find it interesting that in this very verse, it is followed from the verse we talked about the other day, which is Philippians 4 in verse 8, and it says, "Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there is any virtue, and if there is anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things. The things which you learned and received and heard and saw in me, these do, and the God of peace will be with you." Mamas, comparison is a thief that threatens to steal your joy. If you can learn to be thankful and content with your own circumstances, regardless of where you are and what they are, you will find that you will live a life of beauty in the Lord, because it tells us right here in His Word that I have learned both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need, because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Mama, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I promise. He will give you the strength to endure the season, and He will even give you joy in the midst of it. So tonight, as you are looking around at your life and the things you have, do you see areas that could use some pruning, some simplifying? I do. I tend to fill up my schedule and have no margins for anything else, and I know the Lord is speaking to me about that. Maybe for you, it's items. Maybe for you, it is listening to too many voices, and you just need to slow down and listen to the voice of the Lord. I am trusting that the Lord will speak to your heart in the areas that you need to simplify, because less really is more, Mama. I find that when I have less things to do, I give better attention to my children and to the things that are very important to me. So I am with you in this journey. So mamas, let's practice contentment tonight. And when we practice contentment, we can remember to focus on the things around us that are worth focusing on. And that is a beautiful thing, to be able to put our hearts and our minds in a place where we focus on the things for which we are thankful, and we take a big breath, and we say, "Thank you, God. Thank you for this beautiful life that you have given me. Help me to handle it with the utmost of care, because it truly is a gift from you, God, and I will work on being content and focusing on areas in my life where my joy is threatened to be taken because of anxieties or too many things to do or focus on. Lord, help me to streamline what you need me to do so that I can bless the others that you have given me in my home." Our children do best when mom is content and at peace. I will be praying for you and for me in this very subject. And tonight I want to leave you with a prayer and a blessing. May the Lord bless you and keep you, make His face to shine upon you, be gracious unto you, and give you peace. Until next time, Mama, take care.